All right, everyone, we start off today with somewhat interesting news. Mike Pompeo has declared he's not going to run in the 2024 election. Now, that's slightly surprising to me. Pompeo was maybe on the upper end of likelihood in my estimation, simply based on the fact that you have a little bit of a political pulse. You're at least in Nikki Haley territory, number one. Number two, the front runner and quasi-incumbent is your old boss. And Pompeo was in a unique position. I think the deep state would have liked him to run simply because, hey, he was Secretary of State under Trump. He can attest personally to the governing style and stuff. He can show a differentiation between what he would have liked to have done as Secretary of State and what Trump made him do, and basically throw Trump under the bus. In the end, despite the fact that even an also-ran campaign would give him a potential position, and I mean, assuming Trump doesn't get the nomination, a potential cabinet position if the GOP wins anyway. If Trump wins, he can at least like shake his hand and say good game or something like that. Just like good old times, about all that Trump would give him. So like Chris Christie, if you don't believe me, if the Dems win, he can, hawk his book and promote himself and maybe sell gold on Fox News or something. It actually would have been in his fiscal self-interest and possible political self-interest to mount a run. So it's kind of mysterious as to why he's not now. The explanation he gives makes the waters even muddier. I'm thinking there might have been something that went on behind closed doors that actually led to this decision. If you listen, link in the description, archived of course, to his explanation, it's basically, well, yeah, it's not the time now. I just want to spend time with my family and be a minister, basically. I want to tutor to children. Basically going full Family Guy mode. He barely even mentions politics, other than saying, well, it's not my time right now. Now is not the time to run. Why do I get the feeling that he was afraid to go up against Trump? Because Trump would obliterate him, would rip him apart. And any possible future in politics or anything associated with that, he figures, well, that would be a little bit on the iffy side. Also, if you get in right now as Pompeo, you've already alienated MAGA because of your statements about Trump, so that ship sailed long ago. If you get in now and you disgrace yourself, and especially if DeSantis gets in and you helped pack the field, and then DeSantis loses, you might take flack from the MAGA but don't like Trump crowd that might be amenable to you in a political future. So he has stood down. He won't be running. It's not even clear that he's going to be politically active. So he may, unlike Christie, if Christie stands down because DeSantis gets in, it doesn't mean he's not going to try to be a DeSantis surrogate. It doesn't mean he's not going to try to do what he did before and beg for a cabinet position and end up, standing on stage a couple times and then getting shooed on his way home, like happened when he dropped out against Trump and endorsed him. After his Marco Rubio moment, the one defining feature of the whole friggin' election was Chris Christie, the man with his own gravitational field, taking out an android. It was quite something. For all you Zoomers, you will never understand, I think, the hilarity that was the 2016 election. Boy, oh boy, I hope that 2024 is that exciting or even halfway close to it, because we could use the entertainment right now as a country, I think. The infotainment, so to speak. Mike Pompeo. The mysterious part is really the explanation here. I want to spend more time with my family. We want to do youth ministry and stuff like that. I want to go to church and go to picnics and stuff. It's commendable. He's making the right decision. He wouldn't have won. He wouldn't have even come in the top three. Nikki Haley probably would have been ahead of him consistently. Pompeo has a bit of the name recognition. He does have that, Trump-adjacent capability thing. I think that he's worried that he would obliterate any future chances, but again, when you can do the Bolton thing and write a salacious book and go on the interview circuit, everyone would want to interview him. When you're capable of doing that, you're capable of promoting yourself and making quite a bit of money in the process. He chose not to do that. He's choosing the family man route, and considering that Pompeo is an egotistical and self-serving individual, it almost is a little bit confusing as to why he weighed his options and figured, well, I write a couple of screeds, I'll get all the interview time because literally every news outlet will want to interview me. I've gotten into the race against my former boss. They all hate him, so they're going to want to have me aboard on CNN, MSNBC, etc. I'll be able to get paid thousands of dollars for making fucking podcast appearances. with the shadow of a campaign with like 3 people on it that I don't really have to worry about because I'm not seriously running, and possibly make hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars simply selling tabloid stories about my old boss to try to cripple him in the 24 election. But he didn't. To his benefit, he didn't. Pompeo decided to stand down. Almost gives me a little bit of respect for him for his intelligence and strategic capabilities. I think that he will probably re-enter politics later, although I would tell Mr. Mike, I think it'll be too late by then. If Trump gets crushed, so if he doesn't win the primaries or he loses badly in the general, which is a possibility, then it's not going to go well for you because you're Trump adjacent. If he wins, well, then you've got 4 years of probably getting shit on whether you ran or not simply because you decided to criticize him in a public manner. So I think that his political career, while it's clearly what he's trying to salvage for the future, I think you just should have done the interview circuit, dude. I think that, he's making the right decision for most reasons, but as far as the self-serving side, which is what politicians typically do, rather mysterious that he looked at the cost risk analysis and he decided to stand down. Now we have to wait and see. Of course, this means that one of the major people speculated to want to run is out. Right now you've got Donald Trump v. presumptively DeSantis, and then you've got some all-stars. You got Nikki Haley, you got Ramaswamy, nobody cares. They won't win, there's a 0% chance. The other big names that are still left, Christie and Pence, basically. And the possibility of Noam. Tim Scott has half-assed it and said, well, I'm hereby announcing the other day, and all the cameras are flashing. They say, oh, he's going to announce a run for president. I'm announcing an exploratory committee. That means I'm not quite sure that I can benefit from this situation. I'm looking into it. I'm hiring a focus group, Hillary style. By the way, to Tim Scott and his 10 fans, that sort of indecisiveness is not the sort of thing that's going to sell to the public in either the GOP primaries or in the general at a time when you have wars and rumors of wars, economic woes, and social alienation domestically. Right now is the time when a candidate needs to assert themselves and be very cut and dry, black or white, yes or no, and decisive. Tim Scott has therefore disqualified himself before he even presumptively announces. I don't think Pence will get him. I don't think that he wants to go up against Trump. I don't think that would be a good decision, my dude, although I'm sure that the unipartists, especially McConnell, who some rumors are saying he might resign, will wait and see. There's a reason that I'm not reporting on that at this time, because rumors are rumors and DC is full of them. They would love Pence to run, because he could do damage to Trump by adjacency. Oh, well, Trump is so bad that even his former bestie and VP, his running mate, has decided to run against him to stop evil Orange Man. And then they'll praise him and buy his book and shit, and we'll see what happens with him. I wouldn't say Noam is likely to get him. I think at this point, the last person of any significance that gets in is either DeSantis or Chris Christie. If DeSantis stands down, and it would be wise for his own purposes if he did, I am warning DeSantis fans, if you want to ever see him in the White House, 2028 looks really great. 2024 probably doesn't, and none of them want to affirm me in my beliefs. They all completely disagree, and for some reason they think Trump would stand down, which is clearly not going to happen. He's already announced, and he's above 50% in the polling for a reason. Then Christie gets in if DeSantis stands down. DeSantis would have viability. He could even win some states. He would definitely do better than Christie in the debates. Chris Christie's magic moment in the debates was just making a fellow candidate short circuit. Well, he can't necessarily be, assured that he's going to be able to pull that off again. Although it'd be funny, what if he manages to do that to Ramaswamy or something like that and we get another Marco Roboto moment? I'd have to sing another fucking song. So we'll see what happens, but Pompeo is out. One more person that could have packed the field and had at least a little bit of a pulse. Again, Nikki Haley, Chris Christie territory, mid-single digits, has decided he will not run. It is significant, actually, especially because of, again, that very close Secretary of State at the time, adjacency to Donald Trump, and he has decided not to run. That's about all. Peace out.